All right, here we are, Denver, Colorado. Is she not gorgeous? What a great city. So first off, let's just give you a kind of a lay of the land, and I'm going to do that using the main highways here. So Denver, the city, we're going to spend a lot of time on that because it's the most congested, like every city. That's where there's the most neighborhoods that are going to be split up. And then I'm going to take you around like Littleton, Lakewood, Arvada, Highlands Ranch, Aurora, or this whole big beastly area over here is pretty much Aurora, and then some of the areas north. I'm not going to get into the mountains from a mountain town people, so that's going to be a separate video, so go find that. But I'll hit this whole area, which is, if you're not from here, or you're not from here yet, but a thing to know, this is called the Front Range. So the Front Range is basically everything before you hit the mountains, and then you have the foothills and mountains. That's kind of interchangeable. The main highways that you have here, so you have the Denver International Airport. There's our beautiful, scary blue mascot, Lucifer, that sits out at the airport. But I-70 is the main corridor, like I said, through the north part of the city, going east and west. It is almost always under construction. It is the main corridor to get into the mountains. So if you're going to some of the world-renowned ski resorts up in like Breckenridge, Aspen, Silverthorne, Frisco, all that is, Loveland, they're all up in here. So that's I-70. If you go south, Castle Rock, Monument, Colorado Springs. So that's I-25. It is a gorgeous drive because you're just driving along. You look left, you get the mountains there. It's very pretty. 470 wraps all the way around the city here, and it's kind of like the edge of the older, I don't want to say like older Denver, in the sense that a lot of this below here is going to be homes that are built like 2000 and later. 470 runs all the way along the bottom of this. This is like the south, east, and west highway, but then it also wraps up on the east side and goes back out towards like the airport there. Boom. Other main one I want to point out is 285. So 285 is the other corridor to get into the mountains. It's less traveled and it's a little bit more, little bit more canyony. So 285 goes south into the mountains, which is kind of confusing because you'll see 285, it says north and south, and when you're in Denver, it's pretty much going east and west. But when you zoom out, you'll see 285 starts to go south once it gets into the mountains. And the last highway to know is going to be 6th Avenue. It goes right through the heart of the city on the west side. It turns into more of just a city road once you hit like Broadway, like the center of Denver. And then it kind of peters out right over in Stapleton area. But those are the main highways. If you're coming from the west side of the city and you're going downtown every day, you're going to be jumping on 6th Avenue. Up top here, you have COORS Field. Bam. And so this is like the north end. It's kind of divided by I-25 and the Platte River. And so anything north of this starts to get a little bit more suburby, but like urban suburb, this is a really cool area called the Highlands and the West Highlands. But so there's COORS Field. There is Empower Field. So that's where the Broncos play. And then Ball Arena right here. This is where the Nuggets and Avalanche play. So Elitch Gardens is our amusement park here. It's actually going to be shutting down. That's really prime real estate right there. Right here, this Metro State University. This is about 3 campuses, 3 college campuses that they have. So you'll see a lot of student living right around this area as well. But this is the main part of the city now. 16th Street Mall would be considered like the heart of the city. And then you have like the downtown, it's called the Lodo area with, the best like nightlife and shopping. And that rolls into the newer area. 5 Points, also Rhino is a really popular area for the young go hearts. So if you're looking to go out, see a game, have a night on the town, you're going to be heading out to like Lodo, Rhino, or just like the main city area here. So this is the main downtown area up here, and it goes right into Civic Park. So this is the Capitol building, the courthouse, the stair that has the official mile high. You're officially mile high at this stop. Good photo op. Go check that out. And then you start breaking off into neighborhoods. So North Capitol Hill here, a lot of townhomes, condos. If you want walkability to the city, but not be like in the city, I really like Uptown because you can go north to Rhino, you can walk to the stadium, you can go downtown if you want, or you can go south to Capitol Hill, which is one of my favorite areas to start. Oh, look at that art museum. That's beautiful. Isn't that cool structure? So that's a really good view of the city here. You can see the Capitol building there as I swivel. You see the library is the giant chess piece looking thing, and then the courthouse there at the top. If you want to see a good protest or a good rally, they're always going to be right in this area here. CHEESMAN Park, one of my favorite parks right here. There's also City Park. So if you're in this area, you can bounce to either one of them very easily. Housing around here, a lot of them are going to be $1 million houses, especially around CHEESMAN. So if you're looking for something a little grandiose, a little bit older, definitely check out CHEESMAN Park. I think these homes are beautiful. So Washington Park, Platt Park, Bonnie Braes, which isn't showing up over here, but Bonnie Braes is a really great area. Anywhere in here, you're going to have really cute houses with tons of character, or they could be just newly rebuilt mansions around the park. West Denver is seen as some of the more affordable living in the city. So a lot of single family detached homes over here. You can find things as small as 750 square feet, not many that are over 3,000 square feet in this area. And neighborhoods like Athmar Park, Marley, Harvey Park, a lot of brick ranch style homes down in this area. Not a ton of dining options in these neighborhoods. You really have to drive to get anywhere. But man, oh man, on South Federal right here, which runs right past the stadium, South Federal has some of the best, absolute best multicultural dining in the city. And so you have to drive to get there, but if you want a lot of options, boom, you got it right there. Northwest of the city, so you have the Low-High. So this area right here is called Low-High, and it is completely different from the rest of this Northwest area in the sense that Low-High has a ton of shopping right around here. This is just jam-packed. It's like city type amenities and clustered in homes, but you're across the river here, so it's got a little bit of a different vibe that you're not right in the city. There are a ton of amazing places, and they're really, really close. So walkability, again, if you wanted to go to a game or go to a game and just grab a good bite to eat, I really like the Low-High area. Then when I back up here, you have the Sunnyside, Berkeley, and West Highlands neighborhood. Some of my favorite areas to walk around because the homes here are not too big, not too small. They've got tons of charm and character. So if you're looking for something that's like urban suburban is the word I'll use, absolutely check out this area. I freaking love it. There are some parks in the area, but what I really like about living up here is you have a lot of great places to go get food. And then up on Tennyson, from basically 46th to 38th on Tennyson, you got another strip there with all kinds of places to go out. For if you want a night out, those are places I would go. Park Hill and Central Park area, they remind me a lot of what the West Highlands was 15 years ago, when these were the first homes, older homes, 1950s or earlier, that were being, revamped. Central Park used to be called Stapleton. So if you ever see you're checking out an area and you're like, what's Stapleton compared to Central Park? It's the same thing. Mr. Stapleton apparently did some deeds that we don't give a thumbs up to. residents over there decided to change the name to Central Park. But really cool areas. They'll have like beer gardens, just newer construction mixed in with the older construction as well. This area, Commerce City, Globeville, it's fine. It's not for me. And the reason I say that is it's been really beat up by highways. So you have the train here, and just all the neighborhoods have been just wrecked with highways going through them. So I don't love it. Nobody really goes to the Rocky Mountain Arsenal area or lives here because it's an area that they decommissioned a bunch of munitions back in the day, and the city's just kind of starting to wrap around it. And then this Montebello Gateway, Green Valley Ranch area. These are going to be a lot of newer construction homes as well. The lot sizes on a lot of these are pretty small, and I see the streets look congested sometimes with parked cars because there's not a ton of distance between houses in these areas. So I don't love it for that reason. But if you want something small and cute, a small yard, but you want a yard, definitely check out Montebello and Green Valley Ranch. Pretty much anything outside of this 225 corridor, Aurora area, a lot of this is going to be newer stuff, newer construction homes, all the way down into like Talon's Reach. Parker used to be seen as like more of a like cowboy, more rural area. You can see there in that picture, and it still is as soon as you get out on the outskirts. But this area just didn't used to exist, and it didn't used to be connected. So Parker's got a unique vibe, but the city is just being built out onto them. Buckley area, Buckley Air AFB is the Air Force Base. So a lot of my veterans that are PCSing, or if you're with the military, typically they're checking out these areas here because it's just super easy access to get to work if that's where you're going. And then Aurora, I believe Aurora is the third largest city in Aurora as far as size. Denver, Colorado Springs, and then I believe Aurora, because it just covers a big, vast area. So when people call in, they're like, hey, we're thinking about Aurora, but we don't know what the hell we're doing when we talk about Aurora, because, you know, if you search just Aurora, it's basically covering everything here. And so it's hard to pinpoint like what the vibe is, because it could definitely change as you float through this area. I'm going to come back to Aurora and talk about Cherry Creek State Park and everything like that, but let's start at Cherry Creek, because people see Cherry Creek State Park, they see Cherry Creek, they want Cherry Creek School Districts, and they're like, what the hell is going on? The Cherry Creek area is a lot of this area right here for the school district, but just note that the reservoir and the park are completely different areas. So right next to the Denver Country Club is Cherry Creek area. So they have a really nice mall over here, Cherry Creek Shopping Center. It's going to have all your high-end stores. I think they'll have like Prada, probably have Gucci, stuff like that. But I'll typically come to Cherry Creek for all the things that are on First Avenue. There's a lot of great restaurants and places, again, to go out in Cherry Creek, some higher end stuff. So if you want to go out and treat yourself or that someone special in your life to a nice night out, get dressed up, go to Cherry Creek. It's a good spot. Corey Merrill and Virginia Village, these areas just east of the University of Denver. I really like this area too. It is residential. It's kind of tucked away from a lot of the bustle of traffic. And you find a lot of, again, mid-century modern homes clustered in this area. So if mid-mods are your thing, definitely check out Corey Merrill and Virginia Village. The next area is Lowry. So Lowry Air Force Base. They do have a good museum, a tremendous beer garden over here. Get the salmon salad at the beer garden. It's so good. It's so freaking good, guys. But what I like about Lowry is look at all the parks around here. So the golf course, parks, there's just a lot to do, and everything's super accessible if you're in Lowry. You're going to find a lot of newer construction. They're still building out in Lowry. If you're looking for something that's like low maintenance and cute, Lowry's a good place. What you have in these areas like Central Park, Lowry, Aurora, that you don't have once you go to the west side, is now you're about 15 miles away from the foothills, and you get better, beautiful panoramic views of the mountains. Where if you're on the west side of Denver, easy access, jump right up in there. But you're kind of so close to the mountains that you can't really take it all in. But each side is dope. They're both great. We have two really like businessy areas that people are working in around the greater Denver metro area. One is obviously downtown. That's where a lot of business is happening. But second to that is the Denver Tech Center. And Denver Tech Center right here, again, shopping, dining, all kinds of things to do. It's getting a little bit more pricey around the Meridian area, Denver Tech Center. Really nice houses, really rolling hills, beautiful lots. A lot of our football players and just folks that want a higher priced home and want to be a little bit further away, they love this area. Woodland Park, Meridian, Denver Tech Center, Cherry Hills Village is a gated community with just multi-million-dollar houses. So if that's what you're looking for, this is definitely the area that you're going to be looking. So let's talk about east of Cherry Park. This is where you'll find some of the more affordable housing, again, kind of like the southwest side of the city. Cherry Creek State Park, she big, right? You can do motorized boating there. There's a outdoor shooting range there. One of the best dog park, off-leash dog park areas right over here with like water features. It's really cool. So Cherry Creek State Park and Reservoir is really cool to check out. It's all pretty flat, and you see like beautiful images of the mountains like that there. Smoky Hill Road is going to take you right from the east side of the park and slide you all the way down to where all the new construction is happening for the city. So you have your golf courses. Southland Shopping Area is an awesome outdoor shopping mall. A bunch of like big restaurants to go hang out in. So cool area, Southland Shopping Center. If I'm ever like in this area showing homes and I don't want to face the traffic just yet, I'm going to post up and get some work done over in this area. But you got a bunch of different golf clubs right around here as well. And like I said, all the new construction. So you can see these new construction communities that are being built out. And so if you don't have to be in the city that often and you want to be away from everything but still have access to the mountains, I like these neighborhoods because you could easily jump up to the airport or just float on 470 and get over to the mountains. So this area down here south of 285, it's kind of its own vibe. You got everything you need on each one of these roads, like Dry Creek, Arapahoe. They're all going to have shopping. They're all going to have everything. Highlands Ranch, I want to call out Highlands Ranch particularly because when you think about the Highlands Ranch, I want you to think of it like it's its own HOA city. So Highlands Ranch does have a municipal tax that you'll pay to if you live there, but they do have these just like high-end premier rec centers. So a lot of families love this area because it's a really like tight-knit community, a lot of shopping, dining, everything like that. And then if you're into like mountain biking and all kinds of things like that, you got Chatfield State Park, you got Daniels Park, and everything down here you can see starts to get a little bit more rural. Littleton area has its own little cute downtown area and another nice little strip with shopping, dining. They really have a great community feel here. They put on all kinds of activities on the main Littleton street. But let me tell you about Beau Mar because I don't think a lot of people know about Beau Mar. It's not very searched for, but the houses and the lots are spectacular over here. A lot of single family homes, a lot of like large lots in the sense that you have neighbors by you, but you don't see any of them. And it's just a really well maintained area. And then you have access to a private lake over here. I really like Englewood because it is a non-HOA area. It's got Broadway, which is hands down my favorite street in the city. It goes right through the city, but South Broadway and even down into Englewood, there's tons of shopping, tons of little like local bars and restaurants and music venues to go to. I absolutely love it. And since there aren't any HOAs in Englewood, you're just getting a lot of like, you get to do whatever you want. Just check over here on the foundations for these properties. If you see cracking, it might be something that we want to have a specialist come into because Some cracking in foundation is going to be okay if it's not moving anymore, but if you have continuous movement with your soil in this area, you're going to feel uneven floors, doors that aren't setting correctly. You'll see at the driveway there's going to be like a big gap where the house is settled from the driveway. So it's not every house, and I don't want to like raise the alarm too high, but just something to be checking for. Lakewood is basically everything that's west of the south side of the city, and it's a really cool area because it's mainly houses, mainly residential, not a ton of HOAs. You'll have a couple different outlets that you'll be getting to for shopping. The most popular one is going to be Del Mar. Del Mar is going to have Target, outdoor shopping center, a lot of stuff to go check out and hang out there. As soon as you start hitting Wheat Ridge in Arvada, now these are their own areas, and you're going to find funkier lot sizes, different sizes. You'll find different types of homes definitely over here. And then Arvada, let me call out Arvada because I really like the downtown area in Arvada, Old Town Arvada, right by Wadsworth here. Really cool area. We have a video on this, but what I like about it is Old Town Arvada has all the small things, like small restaurants, local shops, boutiques, things like that. But then you have all the access through Wadsworth here to like your Lowe's, Home Depot, Costco, Sam's Club, all kinds of other stuff. And then really easy access to Interstate 70. If you want to hit up the mountains, you're like 10 minutes away. Golden, Colorado. Welcome to the West, where the West started. Golden is its own little world, and I really love it because it's super close to the city, but because of these two tabletop mesas here, you see two tabletop like mountains, they're flat on the top, it really feels like it's tucked away in its own world. And then Golden is a really awesome town of older homes, a little pricier for, you're not getting a ton of property over here, but it's just such a cool neighborhood. Insane access to the mountains. Also, Golden is home of Colorado School of Mines, which is one of the premier engineering schools in the country. And if you guys haven't picked up on it yet, I am a realtor in the greater Denver metro area. And on our team, we love helping you guys find your somewhere in Colorado. So if you want help getting set up on a search or just talking about some of the areas that might be a great fit for you, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, scroll by fence, whatever works best for you. We want to help you out. We love helping you out, but you got to call us.